starting with my class, functions. So you all know this whole function, the idea of giving function, I am not going to say elaborately or day to day how to take class, but I am giving a small gist because some of you are new to the topics or just a refresh you want to do it. And in future, it will be useful for you. And according to me, since I know the handling from 5 to 12th, I am handling. So what happens? No, I am not stuck on with the one thing in a fifth standard. We can actually, when we are having more knowledge, we can incorporate everything in any of the levels to their level. So even if I'm taking a fifth standard, something I can bring it to them using the functions, but in another, a playful method or something. So always whatever we learn, no, definitely it will helpful. And as a teacher, learning will give you more confidence. So just I'm giving an understanding about what is the objective of the functions. We are going to define the function to understand the details, etc. And strictly on our basis of our course of study, what is there as per the CBSE, we have to define the function definition, structure, parameter passing, mutable, immutable data types, how you will pass the parameters, what are the types of parameters you have it, and the return values. And using the Python library, actually the built-in library is enough. Just ahead, we can also create a small module and then we can apply to them. In case if they require in their project, they can use it. So coming to these initial things, these things will be given to you, but I am not going to take in depth. So those who have forgot or those who have a refresh, you need it, always these slides will help you. So I need not to tell, as a computer science teacher, everybody you know, without function, there is no software. Because functions itself is made up of modules, and many modules together only we are creating a software. So we know there are two types of functions available. One is called built-in function. Another one is called user-defined. What we are learning in our class 12 is about the user-defined functions. And whenever you are teaching your children, this is my just a small advice. Before starting with the class, give a hype for the lesson. Make them to get interest for the chapter, what they are going to learn. Straight away, do not start with functions. You give some way of making them to have some interest. For example, the current trend right now, no, children know Python in the method of learning about artificial intelligence, robots. And when you talk about that, see, you know, robots, artificial intelligence, everything is working through Python. Definitely, they will have more interest to listen. Then you tell whether they have heard about the word chatbot or Siri. All these are also again coming under the concept of Python. How to do that? For that, you have to write a n number of coding. But writing coding for pages will be difficult. So instead of writing pages, we are going to create programs or the codings in part of module, otherwise called as block. A small part we will create, like a paragraph we will write, give a name. All the paragraphs together, we are going to make it as a complete program. So if you tell like this, they will have a little bit idea about what is this function. So functions are nothing but a collection of codings. That's all. So you can tell the advantages of function. Main is reusability, easy updations, etc. These are theoretical part. Always in a class, there will be three kinds of children. One is very sharp, second is medium, third one is they may not understand anything. But in a class, we are supposed to cater everybody. So we cannot go for the high-end programs, or directly we cannot go and teach high level, or we cannot go for very basic level. So tackle in such a way theories wherever it is important for exam point of view, wherever it is easy to score mark, make that content repeatedly tell, so that the students who have less thinking skill or logic skill or yet to they get it, they will manage with theory and they will have more confidence. The main thing in 12th is building the confidence only. So the next one, I have this built-in function defined using module, user defined function. This is because in Python, some of the functions like our input, print, len, etc. doesn't require any import module. They are inbuilt along with the software they are coming. Whereas SQRT function or a POW function, etc. requires an import, additional module or package to be imported. So we are defining the functions, or we are categorizing the function one, straight away you can use it. Second one, function defined in a module, which should be accessed by using import command. Another one, user defined function, is the one which we are going to write. So this is the structure of a function where the definition is the keyword. Def is the keyword and number of arguments you can pass it. So whenever here it comes, emphasize some of the words like def is not keyword, and the first line is called as the function header, the line which contains this one. This is the function header, and the rest of the lines will work. Below that function is given the definition of the function. So next things you all know, these are the topics which are there under the functions. Function header is present. The parameters what you are going to pass. The function body are the set of statements. Remember, after colon, if anything comes in Python, practically immediately ask the student to indent, because it is the starting block. Majority of the students now only they are learning programming, so they may not have the confusions with C or with the Python, majority. So if you tell that after colon, any line comes, if they want to put it within that particular part or something, then they should indent. Indentation is required. Then the flow of execution we are going to see. Now all these things what you are going to go through it. Those who want to refresh with this, already taking teachers, they may be repeatedly telling all this. In a gist, if I want to define a function, I will tell def keyword is required, parameters should be passed. After the parameter, there will be a colon, and then it consists of set of statement, and return statement is optional here. You can have a return or you may not have a return statement. Remember, by default, if no return is present, none will be passed to the function. These things you have to add in between in the class, and later you can ask as a question, so that you will know whether the children are attentive in your class. I haven't written here anything. An optional return statement can be there, I have put. I didn't say that by default, if there is no return statement is present, then none will be passed as a return value. The next one, this is the very important. Nothing we are going to do with these headings. Functions with no argument. Actually, we can define any function with no argument and no return we can create, or argument passed and no return we can do, or we can pass argument, we can pass value, but we can have no argument, but we can pass value. If I am going to talk to teachers, it will be easy. Whereas if I am going to take for a child who is learning for the first time, these headings are just confusing. So immediately show through example. Example, as a computer science teacher, some of the schools you have less number of children. There may be a chance you can access your lab all the time. Mostly some of them will be taking the class itself in the lab. Nowadays, because of the pandemic, you may got a projector or something. If that is there, it is a greatest advantage for computer science teachers. Suppose nothing is there, we are going to use our board. Whatever may be the thing, always write a program, explain the program, and visualize how it is working. That is the very, very important point. If they are able to understand how it is working, then only next program they can start. By hearting or writing the heading is not going to help them. So we will see one program with the example of function with no argument, no return. With the same program, we can go for modifying the rest of the things. I'll just show you. Now see here, this is a small program. The same program I am going to maintain for all the content, whatever I said. No argument, no return. What do you mean by no argument, no return? If nothing is passed inside this function, we are going to call it as no argument. And mostly no return functions, the print will be there inside the function definition itself. So you can tell them, see, no argument means void function. No return is also a kind of void function. I don't have anything to pass here. I am not going to send anything to the calling place. So if I execute this program, my output is going to be, are you able to see my output screen? I think it's not possible. Am I right? Are you able to see my output screen? No. Anyone? No, no? Yeah, I'll do it. 1 minute. I'll do it once. See, now I think you can see both my input screen, coding screen as well as the output screen. Am I right? Just thumbs up is enough. Need not even unmute. Just hand signal also, it's okay. Just thumbs up. See here, the program which I have taken is a very simple program to find out the greater than a number, a given number is greater or not. Whichever is greater, it is going to say the maximum. So I executed here and I am going to put 23, again 25. So you are getting the output as maximum is 25. When the output has come, if you are going to show it in the lab, children will be happy, but nothing they will understand. Because how this happened, what are the things at the background it is working, this we have to clearly explain. Then only the logic skills we can increase. So what you have to do now, take this particular concept either in a board or in any other media which is possible for you, take it and explain the program thoroughly. Seeing the output, the child will be happy to see the output he has got it, but how the output has come, we are supposed to explain to them. So I'll take that screen and tell you how to do it. So here you see the same program I have taken. This program immediately asks them to say the answer. What is the keyword definition? What is identify the header present here? They tell what is the name of the function and any argument is passed. Since it is empty, it is called no argument. Then whenever you are coming here now, where the function will be called first, you have to tell them from the 0th index. From the 0th index, it is going to pass. So here, this max 1 will be called first, and this will transfer first line, what will be executed by your program. Actually, this complete is my program. Take it as p1.py. This is my program area in my memory. This memory will be made up of something called as frames. One is called as global frame. Another one is a frame which you have created your functions. So for example, when I am going to tell max 1, so max 1 heading will be noted and its whatever definition should come here should be there here. I'm not going to take deep about the inside actions. Just for variable purpose, we have to use it. So here our global things will be present. Here our max things will be present. And whatever we are writing here in global, all are common for every bird. Whereas for max, whatever we are going to write inside is only for that particular area or wherever we are going to use that particular part. Now, coming to these global things, I can write, see, max is called. So it is created. The next line which will go here, first line, this will come here. Then second, this is called. So it will go back again inside X. So X will be initialized or X will be defined within max. And it will ask for some value. Assume that we have written as 23. Y will again define inside as 25 we are entering. So we get it as X is equal to 23, Y is equal to 25. Now the content will be checked. All these contents where we are checking, actually these things will be done in the memory area called stack. That's why we are in future learning about stacks. All functions, the statements, execution of the functions will be done in the area called stack. So now inside this function, I have the two variables. I will compare the variable, whichever is highest, it is going to print. Now 23 is not greater than 25, so it will come to the next line. 25 is the greatest number. Immediately it will print the output on your output screen, nothing but your monitor. And since nothing else is present, the control will be transferred to the line of this. Actually, none will come, but there is no space to store. Need not explain to the student immediately the none will come, etc. The control will be transferred to the next line and the program will end. So this is my theoretical explanation if I am doing in the board. In case you got a chance, there is a chance for you to even execute through the system and show. You have a projector or something. Small programs we can show through online method visualization. Same thing, whatever I have done, I will show you. I think Surendra ma'am is having some doubt. Yes, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
No doubt, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you. So I'll take this program here. Depending on the places, I may take the classes in different ways, since many are right now with learning with the inquisitive and are new and just going from the scratch how to give the informations. Okay, now coming to this, instead of going for the board, suppose I got an online class as a projector or something is there with me, then straight away you go to a place called Python Tutor. It's a visualizing of the program. I copied my program here. Visualize the education. Am I sharing? Sorry. Am I sharing, teachers? No, I think.
No, ma'am.
No. Wait a minute. I'll just do it. Sorry. Yeah. Now I think it is shared. Am I right? So
Yes,
here you can see the Python tutor screen. In that you can visualize the execution. See, as I said, the RAM area. This I am assuming as the RAM area on the right hand side. First line red will be your function header. Immediately the function header will be marked and a memory related for the max one will be ready, not created. It will be just ready. That's all. And the amount of memory, all these things depends on the variable what you are going to create. Now, the next line, you can straight away, it will go to the calling place. So actually, in any program, the function modules, otherwise called the import package, will get executed. Then the function module header will be defined. Then only your calling will come according to the order, nothing else. Now go to this. Now again, I am going because my function is called. Now inside the function, sorry, I have to enter something. Here I'll enter 23 because it's an input. Now you can see the max 1, a separate memory for max 1 will be created. Under max 1, x will be assigned with 23. Again, it is asking for some value. I'll put the same value what I have entered, 25. Now you can see x and y will be 25. And next line to be read is this particular part, if x greater than. So I'll just execute that. You can see that x greater than y, because the condition is false, automatically else should come. So the print is ready for the execution. Now see, the print is output has come here in our output screen, and return value none will actually come, but we are not storing it in any place. So nothing will come in this area. We can just go give the command over, the program will get over with the last line. So even you can show visualizing the same program. First program is not a great thing. The same program I am going to say with return and no, sorry, with argument, no return. So see here, I'm going to pass with the argument and with no return. So here we'll go, our 0th line will come here. So I'll put the content in this place. This means we are in 0th column. And now after getting this, I'm going to call the function. Here I'll change just the name of this one as x1 for time being y1. And here I'm going to call x1 comma y1. That means I'm going to call the function with argument. Again, I'm not giving anything to the calling place. So I'll write this, visualize the same program once again, same output, but different way of working, nothing else. So you can see again marked first, created, asking for number. Now the number is asked first because after the header, the next line is line number 8 will executed. So I am going to write the number as 23. So next again it will ask for another number. I'm going to write it as 25. Now you can see the difference. The earlier program, X and Y are created under the heading called max. Now X1 and Y1 are created under the heading called global. Wherever global comes, this frame is common for all the modules or functions present in your particular program. Now, see, after this, when I'm going back with this, my function is called. So I'm going back. There is an error. What is the error? Max 1 with, sorry, I didn't put the parameters here. I have to put that. I forgot. X, Y. This even the student will do. When I am passing something, I should require a place to store it also. Otherwise, it will throw error because both are in different execution places. So we will start once again with the program. I think x1, y1 divide x comma y. But 2 we are given. Okay, I'll want the start. Yeah, here 23. Then once again I'll put 24 or 25, whatever I have given earlier. Now it is going for next line. Now next line is going to the function call. Coming here, x is greater than y. See, it will give the output as this. So here, actually, the x and y are, have you noticed? X1 and y1 are created separately in global frame, whereas another two variable called as and x and y are created inside max. This asks them to have a note. In future, we may ask questions related with that. So whenever I am passing an argument, the arguments passed to this place automatically what I can say, a separate variable is created or separate variable we are assigning and storing the value. I will explain here. So in this program, I'll share it 1 minute. I need the program, I'll share once again. I think the whiteboard is shared now. The coding is also here. I'll reduce the size. Is it visible, the program coding? Thumbs up, anyone please, so that I will know whether you are, this is visible for you. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Thank you, thank you. See here, I'll change this as x, this entire coding will change it as x comma y colon, and here we are going for x1 comma y1, like the program which contains these two lines. We will assume that it is present here, x is equal to x1, and another one like y1 is present here. Now, in this program, whatever you have written here at the top, along with the function header, these arguments are called as formal parameter. And same way, whatever we are writing here, we call it as actual argument. Actually, arguments and parameters are same. But in certain languages, for function header, the arguments are called as parameters. What are they? They are nothing but a channel to pass your values. So when I am passing the value, I need a place to store here in the header. For that only, we always will have some parameters in this place, variables. Especially Python, we need not bother about the data type, etc. So it needs the variable. How many variables we require? Number of arguments here. If I have 2 arguments, I should have 2 there. If I have 10 arguments here, I should have 10 arguments. And based on these arguments, next our program will develop. Later we will see. So the function header consists of parameters called as formal parameters, and the calling place, the function call will consist of arguments called as actual arguments. How many actual arguments? The number of actual arguments must be matching with the number of formal parameter right now. Later we will see some changes will be there. So if I have 2 arguments here, there also header also will contain 2 arguments. Now we have come across with no argument, function with argument, and no return. Same way, I have another one, same in that itself we can do. Execution plates itself, I will change and do it. So a same program, same output, but different way of writing. That is what here very important. So just take one example. First take a simple example which the student will understand, explain to them, and then we will go for difficult programs. So now you see here, I have passed arguments, and these arguments are called as actual arguments, and these are called the formal parameter. Now in this program, we passed argument, but we didn't return any value. Now we are going to return the value, passing the argument as well as returning the value. How to do
அப்பா இந்த
it?
லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணுங்கப்பா இந்த லைட்
Just
ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு
change
போங்கப்பா
this. Some of the teachers, please mute yourselves.
என்னப்பா பண்றீங்க லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணுனா ஃபேன் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு போறீங்க
Return X. Now see here, I'll put return Y. So return statement is used to return something from the program to the calling place. Return y. So who is calling? This max one is calling. So I can put the return statement in different ways. I can catch the value. One is by using like this. I can put within the print statement, I can put like this, and then I can return. So return value can be caught by your calling function by using print statement. That is possible. Again, I am visualizing. Sorry, spelling error. Yes, spelling error.
Ma'am, in if condition, just
Yeah,
show
I
them.
will. Spelling error, spelling error. 1 minute. So here, so return X or Y. Okay. Now visualize it. 2 times I have given so many errors. I have started putting. Sorry.
No, ma'am,
Copy
doubling
paste.
prints.
Always copy paste will lead to these kinds of errors. Okay, now coming to this program. See here, I'm getting here. This function is marked. Next, we go to the next line. Put the value as 23. Same program, but different way of writing, nothing else. It is something like same place, different approach. We are going to are using different rows to reach a place, the same thing only. So here we are going to have this print, return this output. The value of the return will come to this place and you are going to get the output inside this condition is checked going to return y will go for 25. Now instead of none, what is present? 25 is present. Because of return statement, that will come and it will be printed here. So return statement will return the content to the calling place. I can return the content using a print statement or even by using a variable. How to do with a variable? Just give here k is equal to some variable name. K is equal to, and then go for saying control A. See here, I just put here and then this way also I can catch my return value. I can use a print or I can use a variable to call the function and then I can catch that value. That is also possible. Or I can go for using some expression. That is also possible. Instead of now, this will take time. Anyway, I'll just show you here because I have shared the screen. I'll just go fast with the these lines. I'll put the value 23 and 24, 5. Then go to the next line. You can see here. See, one more variable will be created now. You can see that 25 is ready. But when it comes here, you see who got the value now? K got the value. After that only you are going to give the print and the print will print the K. So return can be passed or caught by any variable or by the print function or by some expression also you can do. So this is called passing argument as well as returning the value. Next one, no argument, but return the value. Different ways we can do. It's all depending on how we are going to do the program. Nothing else. This depends on the situation where you want. Otherwise, the output is going to be same. Then why I should learn? I may find it easy in different ways of using these functions. I may like to write in one way, some people will like to write in another way. So for all that, this will be useful. Now, no argument is passed, but we are going to have return. When no argument, function header also should not contain argument. But I should get some value. So what I have done in the earlier first method like that, I am accepting the value here. Now, no argument, but return is there. You can see here immediately. So it is coming straight away to K. K is containing the max function. So it will go again, call the function. Now 23 is entered. Submitted. Now again 23 I'll put, sorry, 25 I'll put, then submit. You can see it will get executed. Next line, return will come to the next line, K will contain the return and print will print. So same program in different approaches we can write. That's what we are learning here. But concept-wise, if you have seen, the memory declarations will differ. That how the depending upon the program we are using and the usage of us as an individual, we will like in way of writing, people will like while loop, some will like for loop, like that the way what we are using the same thing, we can do it for it. So that like, see, I may not have all the time with the computer at the place. Actually, even there are n number of computer. If projector is there or a TV is there, show them. Do not ask them to open and type on their own. One class you can give. But for teaching, if the computer science teacher, we give the system to them, only the students who know the program, they will do it. Others will while away the time. So if the number of students, that's why I said it is like walking on the rope. We have to decide. Sometime I will have 15 students and I may have a lab, available time is there. Just because of that, if I ask them to straight away sit in the computer and type and see the coding, except one or two, majority will not use the systems. So we have to decide in what way I have to take. And the same way, suppose I have a TV or a projector, I'm ready to take in that to show, because it's an added advantage. Immediately you can show the output, you can show the error, etc. More than a board, blackboard. But if you keep on typing, again, typing time will be more, so children will become restless. So what you have to do now? First program, we can type. Whereas the second program onwards, ask one by one student to come and sit. Let them also have the experience. We will help them, and as well as we can go around there. Move around along with them, what they are doing, what they are writing, everything we can do. So if I have taken for them no argument, no return, next program, one of the student let them type the program or write on the board. We need not to do. There will be definitely some interested student will be there to do all these things. First, we have to give the chance for everyone. Otherwise, we will ask any interested student to do it so that we will be vigilant among our children. And they tend to ask then the questions. So here, these are basic things which we have learned, no argument, etc. Next is the type of arguments. What are the types of arguments available or present? This is very important for our board exam also. So what are the types of arguments we have? These things are already there. What I said, I have given as the screenshots. You can always go through if needed. I'm going for types of arguments. There are three types of arguments are there. One is called as, positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments. Positional arguments are nothing but this maximum minimum program, max program itself. What we are writing, I will show in that itself. In the positional argument is nothing but what we have written in our max program. Once again, we will see that program. Now, see here, in this, the positional argument is, I'm going for giving this positional argument. See here, I said this x1, y1. These are the actual arguments. And this actual argument, number of arguments here must match with the number of arguments in our function header. This number of arguments in the function call and matching this is we are going to say as positional arguments in the function header. So if I have 2, I should have 2 in the function header. And how that will be matched? Always the first one will be matched with the first one and the second one will be matched with the second one, irrespective of the name. So if I have some time max one of y1 comma x1. These are the repetitive questions we have to ask to the students. y1 comma x1, how it will be matched? y1 will be matched with x and x1 will be matched with y. So it is not the name is matter, it is the position where it is placed. The first one will be put into the first one, second one will be given to the second one. That is, the first one value will be passed to the first argument in the function header, and the second one value will be passed to the second argument of the function header, irrespective of the names. So name is not a matter here, only the values how we are passing. What happens if I have 3 here? What happens? It will throw error. When the number of positional arguments are not matching, it is going to throw the error. Whether it is here or here, whatever the place, it is going to throw the error. So next is about your next argument. That is nothing but our next argument is which one we have told? Default arguments. What is the purpose of default argument? The advantage of default argument, in case I do not require some of the arguments to be passed or I want to omit, that cases I can come with these default arguments. So I'm taking the program here little, okay, sorry. Little tilted, it's okay. I hope you can understand. So I'll take this value as, here we will say instead of this, x comma y is equal to 20. Here we are going to have x1 comma y1. Assuming x1 value is already given 20, y1 value is given as 30. Now, whenever we are having like this, here whatever the value we have given is called default value. What is the use of default value? That we have to tell the student. So default value means, in case if needed, I can omit one argument in the calling place. Why only one argument? Because I have only one default value present. So what are the possible way of calling a function? You can ask how to identify. So I can say max 1 of x1, y1, valid function call, max 1 x1. This is also valid function call because x1 will take the value 20 and put it for x. And since there is no value for y, y will take 20. Next, max 1 of y1 is also valid. Why y1 is valid? It is not y will be substituted. The first value will be always substituted to the first position. So 30 will be substituted for x and y will take the value of 20. Now the next question to the student, max 1 of empty. Is it valid? It will throw error. Why it is going to throw error? Because I have one positional argument and only one default argument. Since I have only one default argument, I cannot put empty. Then how to put empty? I can change and write this coding. Instead of writing x comma, if I have told x is equal to 30, comma y is equal to 20, some value, I am making both the arguments are default. If I have made both the arguments default, then even I can have like this. Then how to give the default value? Is it correct if I write in the function place def max of what I can say, x is equal to 20, comma y. Is it valid? It will throw error. Why? As per the rule, always first the positional argument, then only default value. Are easy to tell, all default arguments should start from right to left. This is an important point they should know. What are the advantages of default value they should know? What is the point they should keep in mind while declaring a default value? So if I am going to say def of max, in between here x is equal to x comma y is equal to 20 comma z, error, because all positional arguments first should come, then only the default. Our default should start from right to left. One more left out is which one? The great keyword argument. What is the advantage of keyword argument? Some of the programs know what happens. Give me a minute to take the program. I'll just take the program 1 minute. A minute time. I'm just changing some coding and then I will bring it. So here is our program. So small change, what I have done is just changing this value, default value I have given. In case, if I want to pass some value for this, always positional arguments, what it will do, first argument, it will take the first one, second argument, it will take second. So for example, if I have here, you take this example as, instead of this value, I am having it as, sorry, I'll write here. This one, I'll write here, x comma y. And in this program, I'm writing it as max as y1 comma x1. But still I feel this y1 should contain, y1 value should go to the y place, x1 value should go to x place. That is not possible if I call the function like this, because the positional argument, first argument will be matched with first one, second one will be matched with the second. Then what to do? There comes our advantage of keyword arguments. That means the same variable name you can try to give here, but you can change the order. So I can write it as max1 of y is equal to 30, comma, x is equal to 20. Now, though the order is changed, it will match only with whatever is present. But remember, the name of the variable must be same. Otherwise, again, it will throw error. Just for simplicity, I have put with 2 arguments. These are very useful when you are having n number of arguments. Now we got an idea, a small idea about how to go about all these things. These are just basic information or definition for giving about a function. So functions means, if in a gist, if I am saying, I have to first define the function, then structure of the function, what is called formal parameter, what is called actual parameter, then I should go for return statement means what, then I will tell the different ways of the function we are using, then we go for this one, default parameter arguments, actual arguments, I'm sorry, in the actual arguments we will come across with positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, etc. Yeah, functions with return. One more thing, functions with a value, multiple values also we can return. More than one value in our function we can return. These values are returned in the form of tuples. We are going to see that. Before that, I'm just putting a word. So these are the things we have seen, types of arguments, etc. Default arguments, its conditions. And we have this one as keyword arguments, its conditions. Then how to pass the 3 types of arguments. These are some examples. Even I try to put for valid or invalid, like what I have shown. Now, multiple arguments, when it is passed as a return value, when we are passing multiple variable, it comes in the form of tuple. That we'll see in a small program. The next one is this packing, unpacking, otherwise I'm sorry, passing the values. Scope of the variable we can see. And one more thing is passing the variables in the form of list, tuple, and dictionary. So scope, list, tuple, dictionary are the 3 things we are going to see right now. So let us see one by one. With the program itself, we will straight away go for it. Just now you have seen a program here. Suppose in this program, I'm sorry, I have to, I'll share the screen. So here, you see here I am going to change this coding. Forget about the heading. Now we are going to see about global and local variable. The global local variable, the best way to explain is board separately, draw diagram for the separate memory and show it. X, Y. We will take some other example of this one. Instead of this, I am taking the content as. So here you take it as X1, okay. Inside this, I am going to have a variable called as X1. Sorry. Okay, we will take it as X1 is equal to 30. Print X1. Here also we will have X1 input a number. Here we will say before print, after getting the number, I'll put print X1. Then next line, max of function is called. Again, I'm going to say print X1. So how this coding is going to be executed. We will see what happens with this coding. So when I write run module, one minute, I have to this. I'll change the screen size. So enter the number. Sorry, here it is. Enter the number. I am writing it as 23. Gone. I have given positional argument. Sorry. So I'll give here as max 1. Here nothing is void function. Here also I should have put void function. You all should be alert to help me. I hope both the screens are visible. Am I right? It's visible or not?
Visible only.
Yeah, then 23 I'm writing. Here see, 23 is given. Again getting 23 because you know that after the x1, it is immediately x1 23 is printed. Then function is called, it is going inside. X1 will be 30. And then when I am coming here, again it's saying 23. So this makes the program to, or this makes us to teach what is called as the local and global variable. You can even show it in the Python tutor and show, or you can explain on the board, whichever is convenient for you. But as I said, if you are going to use online, please ensure that the students should not misuse as well as they should not take it as granted. Just typing and seeing an output, copy, paste, they should not do it. Now, visualizing this program, you can see here, the memories will be here. I am writing the 23, submit it, it will be created in our global. Whereas the next line, when the function is called, it will go to the next place after printing the print, then is going back function. frame is created. Under that, you will get the 30. The next. Oh, I'm not sharing. Very bad. 1 minute. I thought I'm sharing. Sorry. Always this problem is there. Screen. Yes. See? See, when I am creating this print x1, when it comes, x1 is created, one x1 is created here, another x1 is created here. So you have 23 separately in this place, 30 separately this place. So when I go for next one, again it will be coming to 23. This how to explain to the students if I am in using the board. So I'll show you that too. I'll clear it and then show. Sorry. I share the screen. Give me a second. See, I don't want to rush for my coding. I think in case if I couldn't complete the arguments passing through the list and tuple, tomorrow we will continue with that. So I will have this coding here. So in this coding, how to explain? See here, there are two parts again. This is our regular program, which is of global, anything is there. Another one frame is created for max. So whenever I write here, the next x1 is created here, where I am entered 23. Next line print x will print in my ideal window 23. Next max one is called. So it will go back to this line. Next inside x1, now you are here. So x1 will be newly created and 30 will be entered. Next print is for here. So 30 will be printed in our screen. After that, nothing is there. So the function of call will come to the next line of our calling place. What is given? X1, where we are right now in the global area. So X1 will print the 23. So your output will be 23, 30, 23. That is the reason we are getting like this. So in case I want the same output, I want the variable to get updated, then what I am supposed to do? That we are having it with the global keyword. How to use the global keyword? We will see. See this screen? What I have made it global x1. The keyword global make the variable to behave or bring as the common one. You can see this again in this Python tutor. I will show you where it happens. So your output now will come as 23, 30, 30. You can see that. See here. I'm changing this entire thing. We'll remove all these things. So put this. And my output also gone. I think the screen is visible. Now see the visualization. See here, when I do next, then it's input. I'm going to put it as 23. Submit. So actually it is created in global. When it goes to here, 23 is printed. Again, max 1 will not create anything. See that 23 is changed as 30. The reason is because of the global keyword. Because of global keyword, you can maintain the same variable name to access anywhere as global. So this is called our local global variables, otherwise called as a rule called as LEGB. It is not there for our portion, but still just a glance we can give. And one of the very important for the board exam, the difference between local global variables as well as outputs will be asked with that. So it's actually an interesting with lot of output programs we can give. Tomorrow we will see the output program and the list. Now the basic concepts, whatever is required, I have just explained. In the tomorrow's class, before file handling, with the list and the difficult program how to take or how to make a simple program. First making the student to write a simple program, then how we can make it as little difficult, further difficult, etc. We can go through it. Before that, we'll go for one more. So suppose I want to pass the, what I can say, program, I think 15 minutes is there. Okay. We'll pass a list to the function. How to pass a list to the function? Remember last class itself, in the stack program itself, we were explained that lists are mutables. Everybody you know. So there is no need to have extra variables for the list. It can be automatically from, it is actually always global because it is a mutable. Anything you want, you can change it. So declare the list in the global variable so that any changes you want, you can make it. I'll just show you an example for that. See here this program. So this is a way of asking the questions. Write the definition called as find city to display all the city names from the list of cities which are starting with alphabet A. And you have a list, list is given, expected output is given. Now you take her here. I am passing the list, isn't it? Because now you know how to pass the variable. So I am passing the list here. And then after getting the list for C in cities, the first character alone, it is enough to check. So we are checking and printing the output. This is a very simple program, a basic concept, how to do it. How to make this little complicated so that the children have more thinking. That's what you have to do. What I can do though, I can change this, frame this question, which are starting with alphabet A. Instead, I can say which are having the alphabet, starting with alphabet A and ending with I. So what happens? I have to check the first character in my program, in my first list, as well as the last character also, the student should check. How to check the last character? Python simplest way, -1. So if the C of 0 is equivalent to A and C of -1 is equivalent to I, then you are going to print it. So now a small development of the program we have done. One example I have given. How to make this as a little more, what I can say, the user can think, change the question, similar coding, but a small change we have done. Because if you go on changing the program abruptly from first to the very difficult one, children may not understand. So go with small, small changes. And especially the standard 11th program, prime number, Fibonacci series, factorial, perfect number, all these program, ask them to convert and write it in the form of user-defined function. And for all the children, there will be some weak, etc. Advisable, ask them to pass as parameter the number of term and do it. So small changes we can do in our program and show them how to get the outputs. So this program I can change it. Starting letter is A, ending letter is I, so that I will get a different output. Now I'm going to pass a list. Tuple, how to make the same program, how to make it as a tuple. My question will change. What I will do now, here I would have given the question as find of cities to display. Instead of display, I would have given as display all the city names in the form of a tuple from a tuple city. So what happened? I have to accept the city names in the form of tuples. Mostly user-defined function for 12th, we need not to accept small program. So we have to declare a tuple as well as this output. What is expected is should come in the form of tuple. That's what my question. How to do that? So there comes the student should think what he has to do because tuple is immutable. Then how to do this getting the output in this format? How to get the output in this format? That's what we have to make them to think. There you can give the concept or the tips as we can concatenate. We can merge a tuple. That is possible. So how to do that program? Since for time constraint, I have the outputs of the program. I mean, coding is there. I'll just show you. So here you see, the question is to return all the city names in the form of tuple and which are starting with the alphabet, same thing. But see here, clearly I have given. So teaching, no, most of us will do the same thing in theory. So where we differ, training. How to improve the logic skills. First, only one program, which is nothing but finding the first letter with A cities we are displaying. See the different ways of asking question. Here underlined, do not convert tuple to list. I cannot change into list and take the output, or I cannot add in a list and then convert into a tuple. I should not do. So what I can do? See here the coding. So I created a tuple and I added. So user-defined functions, actually, it is the base of 11th standard. If the student is thorough with the 11th programs, then it will be easy. But we cannot expect all the students will remember all 11th program. So what we can do, list the programs. As I said, a few string programs, few tuple program, few list programs, few prime number, factor, all Armstrong number, everything, make them to write, not type and see. First, let them write in the notebook in the form of user-defined function. And most of the program ask them to pass parameters. That will be very useful. Otherwise, because most of our question will contain with parameter passing. So better let them practice with parameter so that even empty if it comes, they can manage. Now one more program I will tell you with the dictionary. Dictionary parsing is actually, there is one more argument called double asterisk unpacking. That's no need because not covered in our portion. So what we can do is here, use this D8. Yes, any doubt? It's not coming.
Yes, ma'am. Initially you told about list concept, ma'am. Then
Just in the tuple are you? No. Okay, I'll show you. This is the program of tuple. Are you able to see the tuple program now? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see here, I just changed the program content, same concept of passing list. Instead of list, I made the program to pass it as a tuple and I asked the output to come in the form of tuple. So what I have done, here you can see. Further, you want to complicate, give that the return all the city names in the form of tuple and unpack them in the calling place. So what they are supposed to do? Any idea? If I want to unpack them in the calling place, what I have to do? Amit sir is so tired, so I don't want to ask any question today, sir.
Namaste,
Okay.
ma'am. No issue, ma'am.
What we can do? The question I am changing here. Display
Yes,
or return all the city names in the form of tuple and unpack them before printing. Something we can give. Unpack them in the calling place or before printing. What to do? Before printing, I have to unpack. Further, see, if I am thorough with the subject, then only I can do. What I have to do now, in that case, I should have number of values is very difficult to find it out. So what I will do, I will write it as some k is equal to, what is that name of the cities, no? So sorry, function name is a find. So a find, because I am not sure how many cities. Based on this example means I know 3 cities. Otherwise, in general, if I want to write cities, I call the function in k, then I am going to say for, sorry, not caps, small letter, for k, x in k. Now I started unpacking. If I'm using this, I'm print x. So the usual method will come, print x. So that now I unpacked the city. So like this, we can go on complicating the coding, but level by level we are going. If you straight away give this, children may not do it. First, try to make them to understand how to pass list. Then we will go for changing the list to something else. Same way for passing dictionary. Dictionary, much manipulation is only through calculations and other things. Otherwise, dictionary, straight away you can go for dictionary like this. So I am having a dictionary passed and I want to just manipulate the values. How to change this coding? Make the coding saying that after passing that, find out or display only the chocolate names which have the value as 10. So if I want to display, then I have to first get the chocolate name and the value, then match the value with the 10. If it is equivalent to 10, then only I have to print the name of the chocolate. That I can do it. Or find out all the chocolates which are values are greater than 10, store it in a list. Again, we started merging 2 of the data types. So this way, if you start improvising the content, the student will have more understanding and logical thinking, as well as interest will also become more. They will have more interest to learn this. So one more example I can show you is, this is a board exam question. Some name I forgot. Yeah, this is one of the board exam question. I'll stop sharing because each screen only it is coming here, not the desktop. Anyway, if I can get the desktop, please tell me. I tried, now it's not coming. Earlier in Zoom, it was there. See, the question is to display or to find the sum of odd numbers in a list. It is a board paper question, old paper. How to, this question, if you give and maintain all the exams like this, children won't study. How to change it? Next level of question, change it as find the sum of odd indexes. So instead of the value, odd index you can go. Or find the sum of the numbers which are perfect. Or find the sum of prime number in a list. Same question, Instead of odd number, I am going for find the sum of perfect number, find the sum of prime number, so that they have to write two programs. One is passing the list as well as to find the prime. So inside another concept also they are doing it. Like that, slowly you change the updations, then it will be definitely useful for the